have a health on once a week. I like this. Let's do that.
What? What's wrong? I don't understand.
That's funny.
Talking to this thing right here.
Talk into the mic.
Speaking to my good ear.
Yeah, you're not. We're cordless now. We're rocking.
I took these home and I spent about 3 days working on them. Working on them, and they are now wireless.
Yeah.
Hey.
I didn't want to take the time to take out the plug down here, but I actually put all the elements inside
We're still really efficient.
It would be wireless. We wouldn't have to worry about tripping over things and tearing wires out of microphone cables, would we? Would we, Ashley?
Listen, I almost
would
died.
We, Ashley?
Okay, I almost died. I'm not saying that you should feel for me, but I literally ripped that microphone out of the whatever you call that synthesizer.
The mixer.
Whatever.
The box with the buttons on it.
All the important things, ripped it out. Shaney Waney went and tried to stick it back in. I was like, I am not an electrician, but I doubt if it's a good idea to shove stripped wires. He might as well licked it and
zapped himself.
Oh my gosh, I was and I literally almost fell into Bob's lap over his desk, spilled my coffee everywhere. It was quite the show.
So we had those fake cords on there with.
No, they were real cords.
Yeah.
They just weren't hooked to anything.
They weren't hooked to anything.
They led to nowhere.
But we had them on there to appease our good friend, Chief Adam Yates.
Well,
I'm saying this, I'm like, please don't arrest me.
So in his mind, we didn't look official. In our minds, we know, and all of our guests know, that it's not official. They just create a trip hazard.
Yeah.
Right. So we're trying to appease both sides.
It's an OSHA thing.
Yeah, he has a really technical brain, and I think it's really cool that he offered up that suggestion.
Yeah, but I like to do this, so let's.
It could cause a huge lawsuit of some sort.
Speaking
of, what a good link, Randy.
Boy, that was a really good seg. Nice work, dude.
It's like you do this or something.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Weirdest lawsuits.
Yeah, so the one that I saw that is possibly the most recent, it was with Buffalo Wild Wings. So it actually was just the ruling on it.
The boneless wing?
In 2023, a man filed a lawsuit against Buffalo Wild Wings claiming the restaurant's boneless wings were misleading, named because they're made from chicken breast, not deboned wing meat.
Yeah.
And now in 2026, a federal judge in Chicago dismissed the case, saying the complaint has no meat on its bone.
Ooh, good one. Good one, Judge.
And that reasonable consumers understand what boneless wings are, similar to how cauliflower wings are.
Yeah. Well, also, everybody knows they're just nuggies. Okay, so let's get real.
Long nuggets, yeah.
Yeah, they're just strippies or nuggies, but...
I wonder what he thinks about chicken fingers.
I mean, be careful what you wish for, I guess is what I would say.
Why?
Nobody wants actual fingers of chickens unless you're in
but are you going to sue
There are places in the world where chicken fingers are actual hands, claws, whatever.
They float in the soup.
Feet.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that here.
I've been there, and it's quite interesting to see that served to people.
Do you actually chew on it?
I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
they're crunchy. They're supposed to be crunchy.
Does it have meat on it? They look very thin. They're not going to fill you up.
I don't think so. I think they're
you eat enough
croutons in your soup.
Yeah, no thanks. I mean, I'll rather
use it for a back scratcher,
right? That's what I'm thinking. So the
other. So that we were talking about this earlier, Brittany, and this reminds me of an episode of The Simpsons.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something totally different. Go.
Okay, the episode of The Simpsons, and it's one of the early episodes, and Conan O'Brien wrote this episode.
I love Conan.
So Marge and Homer go to an all-you-can-eat seafood buffet.
Okay.
And even though Marge is terribly allergic to seafood, okay, so all she can do is sit there like this watching Homer eat, and he's getting the entire steam trays and taking them back to the table. And finally, the owner of the restaurant, the sea captain, says, you have to go. And they tried to kick him out, and he said, but I haven't had all I can eat yet. And so they kick him out, and he brings a lawsuit. He goes to the attorney, Lionel Hutz, who is voiced by Phil Hartman.
Okay.
And Phil Hartman, his voice, Mr. Simpson, and he's going through the whole thing. This is the most egregious act of false advertising since my lawsuit against the movie The Never-Ending Story.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So he goes to court, and they're cross-examining Homer, and they say, and they're cross-examining Marge, and they say, Mrs. Simpson, what happened when he couldn't get all he can eat and he was kicked out? We drove around all night till 3 a.m. looking for another seafood restaurant. And what happened when you couldn't find one? We went fishing.
That's a pretty good voice. Hey.
These are really good voices. Your Phil Hartman voice is like,
Mr. Simpson.
that was really
on.
good. Yeah, that was really
So
good.
when you said episode of, I thought you were going to say Seinfeld, because that's another.
What's that one?
The coffee was too hot, and the lid wasn't on properly.
Okay, so was that in regards to the McDonald's case?
I was going to ask
Oh, yeah,
that.
that was in direct response to
So
that.
it was after
Oh,
it?
absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
because that actually, he won that lawsuit.
It was a she.
She. Okay.
So real quick on that thing, because everyone, when I posted this to Facebook earlier to hear a little bit more of some, crazy lawsuit stories, and somebody's like, this reminds me of the McDonald's thing, and somebody else wrote on there was like legitimate, that was kind of legitimate, and they were laughing at her, and I'm like, no.
It was like over 190 degrees,
So,
third-degree burns, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like really it was 180 to 190 degrees, so that's close to boiling.
212.
She had third degree burns in 3 seconds. The liquid soaked through her clothes, and the heat didn't just sting, it scalded her skin down to the muscle and to the fatty tissue and sensitive areas.
I think they mean
Her name was Liebeck. Liebeck suffered...
The sensitive areas, yeah.
Also, it was like an older lady, too. That's even... but,
No, but
suffered third-degree burns covering about 6% of her body, and... this is on the inner loins, her groin, her buttocks, genital area. Again,
Did you say thoins?
Thoin? Did I say that? Yeah, I probably did.
I hate it when my thorn gets burnt.
I think that's inner thighs and groins. Those are your thoins.
I love it. I'm using it, keeping it, putting it in the bank.
So her thoins were burnt.
Thorn.
I should laugh though,
Thoins were on fire.
because it's seriously though,
Yeah.
when you're and everyone's like, duh, coffee's hot. I drink coffee a lot. It's never.
But
well,
190 degree. Let's be fair. 185 since 180 to 190. 185.
Okay, but
I every morning I have a cup of tea and I get a cup of water and I put it in the microwave.
For how long?
2 minutes.
well, that's
Jeez.
hot.
No.
I do that for 1 minute.
Yeah, me too.
It's a big mug.
Okay, there you go.
So it's
Right.
so I'm getting it to where I can
Yep.
sip like that. And Marcy, God, I don't know what she drinks, but I'm sure she has asbestos on her tongue
Okay.
because it doesn't matter how hot it is. She's going after it.
She likes
Like
hot
my
magma.
showers.
Well, so
Well, I'll do that too. When I get in the shower, if she goes in afterwards, she goes, "My God, how hot did you have that in there?"
oh really?
Enough
Oh,
to use
yeah.
all the hot water.
Yeah. Well,
So for the Seinfeld episode, and maybe this is kind of relevant here, I don't know all the facts, but it was kind of the clincher was the lid wasn't secured. So it's not
Yeah.
so much the temperature of the coffee, it was the liability of the apparatus,
That
right? So
also-
then,
Jackie Childs Jr. proved that.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you knew the name because that is some of the useless knowledge that is great for Seinfeld trivia. But yeah, it's wild that it came about.
Well, who in the other lawsuit on there was who was the
broad.
the braless O. Henry Candy
the Braless
heiress.
Wonder. Her
That's
name was
Seinfeld?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seinfeld.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, and that was
just watched
an
this
indirect
episode.
response to the O.J. Simpson case because they ask her to put on the bra in court.
Yeah.
And it won't fit. It won't fit.
Yeah.
And you have to wear the bra. And it's
Sue Ellen
the same thing.
Mishke.
Sue Ellen Mishke. Yep.
Sue Ellen Mishke. I can't believe I pulled that out. But yeah, wild lawsuits. So funny that they use the real life to kind of make fun. That's very cool.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that today, I don't think.
There was one more that I saw.
It's
that while
parody, you can
I
do
was
anything.
watching it, where everyone may have heard of, and I don't have the facts on this one in front of me, but the burglar that broke into the house, and the headline stories were like, he broke glass and cut himself. But what the real story was, he was like breaking into the garage. And the garage is what injured him, like the garage door or something.
And the homeowner.
And the homeowner actually got sued. It was something to do with like basically faulty law, it's faulty law in the fact of, I forgot what it was exactly.
But basically, it's the homeowner's fault because they didn't
this
secure
really
their
happened.
property.
Yes.
Yeah, and well, it kind it goes along
because
with
it was an abandoned property too.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say abandoned, but it was possibly like in foreclosure.
Well, I don't have like facts of any direct lawsuit of this, but it kind of goes hand in hand with if you're burglarizing my home or you're entering my home and I shoot you, I could be held liable, which I think obviously there's not a direct lawsuit that I can reference, but that's asinine to me. Asinine.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But it would be relatively easy to claim after the fact that somebody that was in your house was there. I didn't want them there, so I shot them.
Yeah,
I mean, just as devil's advocate, okay?
No. I sat on a court case that was kind of that same thing. My first jury duty thing.
Really?
It was asinine because I'm like, well, this guy's entering your house. They're protecting their stuff, but also it was just wild. So the lawsuits.
I mean, that's a good reason to have security cameras.
Which I think is the only good thing about videoing everything, like surveillance, because you have to have.
Well, I mean, I've got security cameras in my house. I mean, I could pull it up right now and I could watch Marcy walking out the front door this morning.
Really?
Out to her car in the dark. Or we've got one inside. If there's motion inside the house, it records like 30 seconds or something.
Weird. Okay.
And it keeps them in a storage area, and then I can go back and look at it if I want to.
Do you ever get to like pick your nose at home without wondering if she's
going
back to
definitely
wash?
don't want to walk out of the shower.
That's what I'm like. Well, I have to have a little bit of privacy.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, hello world. Yeah, I'm a video camera to me. I don't know.
And the reason I got that was after the one of the murder trials a couple of years ago that I had the joy and privilege of being there for the whole thing, covering it, and the person who abducted the lady out on the country road and made her drive her to her house and then accosted her and did terrible terrible things to her. And if they'd had cameras up in their place,
it would have been
open and shut, and she ended up dying because of all the injuries and everything. But yeah, it was terrible. And as soon as I got through all that, I was like, because where we live at's out away from everything, and I have self-protection equipment in the house if I need to get to it.
A banana,
I can get to
like that commercial.
A pointed stick.
There you go. Yes.
There's a Monty Python reference if anybody wants to catch that one. But if I need to, I can get to it pretty quick. And the thing to do, and I mean, this is what I was told is if something like that occurs, set it down afterwards. And go out in the front yard and do this and wait for the cops to show up. And when they show up, don't say a word. Agree with everything do anything they tell you to do, but don't say a word until you get a lawyer, and then let the lawyer do the talking.
Yeah.
Because there are certain things that you might say totally innocently, and you're completely vindicated in what you did, but things you might say that might cause a problem down the road for you. So, yeah.
I was going to say that there have been cases I've seen where the camera doesn't bode well for the person because, like what Ashley was saying, there is still like insane laws that even if this happens, you're still held accountable, to which people started saying, all right, well then I'm not using Ring or whatever else you use, where it goes to a public
cloud
server. Instead, I'm going to get my own private server and store stuff there on my own.
Yeah, because
it's
the Ring cameras
don't trust anyone.
Yeah, but Ring cameras are like, even if you install it, it's really not your property because it's in the cloud. So then let's say something does happen, they can come and take that footage, even if you're picking your nose or walking around naked. You don't have like privacy with that footage, right? Yeah. So there's good and bad to everything. I think what's really crazy is that some of these people win, and then it sets a precedence for future weird, wild stuff. Yep. And we're already in this like, I don't know, like just the weirdest time. I think it's only going to get weirder, obviously.
It's interesting to watch all it unfold, and back when I was a kid, well, okay, I understand, things change and everything, but gee whiz,
Gee willikers, babe.
Gee willikers, beaver.
Man, this is like that whole
Thoin.
Bringing it back.
Sue me.
So sue me. But okay, so I think obviously the weird, wild lawsuits. I would love to hear more of them. So if anybody has them, I did see one. I don't have any facts on it. It was called the Exploding Pants lawsuit. I wonder if our next guest can give us some information.
I had exploding pants
greatest-
after I met this. Oh, never mind.
Okay,
The greatest
well,
segue.
our guest tonight is someone very, very special to not only me, but the Muddy River family. He has a host of useless facts, useless knowledge, but also is very wonderful in not only our community, but to me. We watch Seinfeld all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he can spit all the facts about it, all the things. Very cool guy, my best friend, Mr. Luke Conrad, is coming up next.
On an upcoming Muddy River Gem brought to you by Dot Foods, we'll give you a tour of Ilasco, a company town from the last century.
We just want to remember our heritage and have everyone, and share our heritage with everyone.
Yeah,
So.
at one time, and shortly after the turn of the last century, when this community was built, it was the largest town in Rawls County.
After the laborers would get off work at the cement plant, working in all the dust, they did like to partake in a cocktail or two. And so they had to have a place to house them when they'd get a little rowdy.
That's coming up on the next Muddy River Gem, brought to you by Dot Foods.
Here we are. Welcome, my fellow Seinfeld enthusiast slash husband slash father of my beautiful children, my best friend. This is going to be a fun one. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I want to hear about these exploding pants.
dude. Okay. So that was quite the segue, but I mean, listen, my thorns burn for this man. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So we're gonna try and be serious here for a little bit, but not too serious because
We don't want to make you cry again.
Me, I will cry. He might cry.
I'm gonna be over here laughing.
Listen. Okay. So.
Is that what's going on here? We're crying?
Yeah.
No, but sometimes you'd be surprised. You've watched almost all of our clubs, so you know how things kind of progress.
I listen.
Yeah.
And
we
thank
have
you for doing that.
conversations.
I
Yeah.
love hearing that about, so you guys, like, you'll always give me feedback of these clubs, and you always say, like, hey, Luke and I watched this, and Luke and I watched, I'm like, oh my God, I love that. Like, I just love that you guys are watching. I know you're watching to, like, make yourself better and stuff like that.
Sometimes I just want to make sure I wasn't a complete idiot,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know when you are, but whatever.
And impactful ones,
Yeah.
you know, ones that are
She's, like, proud of it. Like, hey, let
different
me
than the
show
rest,
you
you know.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Yeah.
was your favorite one so far? Putting you on the spot.
I mean, honestly, the last guest you had,
The Grampies.
Grampies,
Yeah.
yeah, that was really,
It was
that was,
good.
that was a really good
Randy
one.
did a really good job putting that together,
Yeah.
too.
So we like to have, yes, cheers, Rancam, but we like to have garage beers.
Yeah.
And it's just a perfect time to sit out there. Normally we either talk politics or family or watch Club Muddies and kind of reflect on stuff. I mean, it's just it's cool. We like what we do. We like what we do for
Yeah.
club, and then we like what
Nice
we
to
do.
unwind,
Yeah.
just stand, BS, you know,
Yeah.
have the kids interrupt every once in a while.
Yeah, all the time. So let's take it back just a second, because when I introduced you, well, first when I segued with the exploding pants, maybe not the most appropriate, but
face.
true, right?
Face, he's like,
What? My pants are exploding? I'm like, well, listen. Anyway, so when I
It
asked
did
you-
seem like there was a backstory there, like my pants exploded at one point.
They didn't, but you know what you say to me, and we'll leave that secret. But one of his favorite things to
Yeah.
say to me is,
What
we'll
are
keep
they?
it personal.
I want to know.
I'll tell you after. But anyway, so the exploding pants was this story about a guy who sued Pepsi because I think, in essence, he was stealing Pepsi and the bottle exploded while he was stealing the Pepsi, and then he was suing for basically the loss of his pants. Now he lost that one, but
And abrasions from
and
the
abrasions.
plastic.
Yeah. But so we were talking about Seinfeld. You and I love Seinfeld. Okay, again, taking it back. I introduced you a certain way. You obviously, the segue kind of like took you by surprise, but how do you introduce yourself?
have no idea. It's such a crazy question.
Sir
Like,
Luke Conrad.
Yeah, exactly. Like I walk into a room and,
Hello.
all hail, Sir Luke.
Okay, so then, so we're talking to my husband. Now, you started as somebody I knew in high school, and your story began long before. When were you born?
Ooh, this is the age number.
1981.
Okay, you're a little older than me. Not much. But you'll always
Couple
be.
of months.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yep.
Huh.
So
So did you guys know each other growing up? Were you guys...
Not until junior high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we met in junior high. But, so we're close in age, but I started early and she started late, depending on how you split the time or whatever. So she was basically young going into kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I was old.
Okay, but still the same grade?
Yeah, but then
Or vice versa, I guess.
whatever it is.
She was old going into kindergarten.
Yeah,
I was young.
Yeah.
So we went to school at the same time, but like grade school, he went to Dewey and I went to Adams.
Okay.
Which then, weirdly enough, became the same school. Anyway.
And we're a grade apart.
Oh, that makes...
Yeah.
Okay, that's what
But
I
then
So I'm
also-
99, she's 2000.
Okay.
You hung out with different people about the same time that we would have been. We were hanging out with the same people, but different crowds. Does that make sense? Okay.
Like back in junior high.
Yeah.
And even some of the same people, but never,
At the
like
same
never
time.
cross paths. Yeah.
Is that weird?
It's like we'll
looking
tell
back on
stories.
that?
She'll be like, oh,
yeah, I was
so
at
and
this
so. And
party.
I'm like, I was there. And it was like, I was there and left and then she came or vice versa. And it was, we just never, it was really strange.
So then the first time we actually met, like one-on-one, we had a block class with Mr. Comstock Graphics, right?
Sounds like you learned a lot.
Yeah.
He goes,
Listen, I learned how to push his chairs in because he would come in and be like, lay down on these rolly chairs, push me in. We had a really good time today. Okay, I don't want to get to high school yet.
All right.
Because I want to talk about your upbringing,
oh, baby Luke. Baby Luke.
how you were as a child, what your upbringing was. And I know that that's very loaded, but can we talk about you as a child and kind of what that looked like?
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's start.
Where are we starting?
I don't know. I mean, you
Born
were...
in 1981, so you're of to who? Who are your parents?
Dan and Evie Conrad.
Nice. And then you were what line are you, sir?
So I've got an older brother, a younger brother, and a younger sister.
Nice.
So I'm in the middle.
Right in the middle. Malcolm.
Now,
That's right.
when you were young, so
Kind of what our house looked like too sometimes.
Really?
Oh yeah, just fist fighting. Oh yeah.
Who were you
All
fist
of it.
fighting? Your brother?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Who won?
We had a pact, no hitting in the face.
Okay. So who would win the majority of the fights?
It was pretty even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who taught you to fight?
Nature. Survival.
I was waiting to hear from, my dad, because I heard your dad was quite the manly man.
Indeed he was. Yeah.
What did he teach you? Not to fight, because that was nature.
Taught me all kinds of stuff. Working on the house, working on the cars, working on the yard.
Did he make you hold his flashlight?
He did. It was pretty traumatic. I learned to hold the
Everybody has
flashlight
to hold
really
the
good,
flashlight.
really quick.
Everybody has that hold the flashlight story. But he taught you much more than these things because your skills developed later into the career. We'll get into the career, but I mean, anything, like any memory that you remember of you, other than the holding of the flashlight? Something
Oh,
big?
absolutely, yeah.
What's
I
your
mean, it
favorite?
was,
Or something that you have off the top of your head.
I mean, that we worked on everything all the time. I mean, weekends, it was remodeling the old house that we moved into when I was not quite 5 years old. And it was like room by room, going in, tearing out plaster, doing...
And he had you involved in that.
Absolutely, yeah. But it was more you know, it wasn't like, get in here, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, it interested me even then, you know, when I was young. It was like interesting to watch and learn and do, you know, and of course I was probably annoying to him because I'm kind of like, what are you doing now? Why? You know, whatever.
You're the extra step.
But same thing. I mean, he had a wood shop in the basement, and I would go down there, and you know, he'd be redoing a piece of furniture. Or, you know, it didn't matter if it was old or new. It was like, well, this new thing doesn't work very well. I'll make it work a little bit better. You know, and go down and watch him take it apart and make it better and put it back together. And yeah.
Yeah.
Not playing on his phone.
No, I mean, so
I wish that was more.
Often I catch myself thanking his dad for making the man that is my husband, because it's weird to think, and this seems so trivial, but putting together a bed that I've ordered and don't know what to do with, right?
Mm-hmm.
My husband knows how to do
Especially
it.
if it's from IKEA.
Right,
Yeah,
anything,
like-
right?
like,
It not only knows how to do it, but does it the right way, because he was instilled that obviously it's fine if you get it done, but there's a right way to do it. And I think one of the most important things is, why do it if you're not going to do it right? And your dad was very integral in teaching those teachable moments, right?
That's a lesson for everything. You
Yeah.
know? That's awesome.
And then his mom was, I don't want to say fortunate enough, because I know it was a lot of work to stay home and kind of rear you in a way that I don't want to say is less than manly, but laundry. You're like the laundry king at our house, which is kind of unheard of, right?
So, like, you're actually good at doing laundry? Or is
Not
it
only
one of
good
those-
at it,
I just doesn't bother me a bit.
He loves
I just
it.
do it while I'm doing other things.
There are some people that, like, do the laundry and don't do it right.
that's me. I load that washer up so full it spins off its axis.
For me, yeah,
and,
I'm
then,
like,
and then Luke has to fix it.
yeah, and then she
100%.
just leaves it, and I'm like, great.
Sounds like
Here
our
we go.
house. Sounds like our house. He's like, stop loading this thing. I'm like, it's a speed queen. It can take whatever. Guess what? It can't.
No.
Yeah.
Laundry to me is a challenge. I'm like, I see it, and we got 2 girls, and they're, you know,
yeah.
new clothes all the time, and change them, and now it's, and photo shoot, change them again, play it in the yard, change them again.
Yep.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get this laundry done.
Speaking
Never
of,
happens, but I always try.
Well, it's a never-ending task, but you tackle it very, very well.
I was going to say, speaking of girls, I know that you have a little sister. She was actually in my class, so I knew her before I knew you. And I got a hold of her, and she helped provide some of the pictures that you're going to see throughout this podcast.
Princess.
It was pretty nice.
Pessis.
Yeah.
But so how old were you when Jess was born?
So I was 6. I think I was 6.
I saw that one of the pictures she sent was...
Was she born in 86?
Yeah, because I was born in
86,
86.
yeah, okay.
86 or 87,
Yeah.
she was in that class. I just remember seeing you hold her, and then I saw later pictures. It's kind of funny because it's like then you holding your own girls. What experiences did you take from being like a big brother to a little sister that you're now experiencing with your girls?
Well, I mean, it was, we were close enough in age that, you know, when we were younger, we played together and, you know, did all that. And it was nice because my brother and I, of course, you know, we're boys, so we're constantly
You were over there
at
fighting.
odds with each
Nature.
other. So yeah, she was like, you know, my little buddy, you know, hang out and play and do whatever. And, you know, and you grow up.
Yeah. Did you feel pretty protective over her though? Like,
You know,
did that,
not
I guess that
really.
ginger thing.
I get not really, but I mean, I mean, obviously, I would have been had it been necessary.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, there was never really anything that arose that was like, okay,
You didn't have
it's
to go beat
time.
any butts.
Exactly.
She's a pretty strong individual.
Yeah,
in and
but
of
at the
itself.
same time, I mean, you know, I would same thing for my brother.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we fought. I might call him names or do whatever, but somebody else does. That's, you know, a different story.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, so growing up, let's keep it on this track. So when I met you, your family reminded me so much of mine, which is one of the things that kind of brought me in a little bit tighter. You guys were so tight. I mean, you guys, from the word go, it's like you guys were hanging out together, activities together, not just like how things are today, because today it's a little different. But back then it was like your mom stayed home, your dad worked, you...
Well, my mom, when I was young, had a job in selling radio advertising for KGRC, actually. And then had a baby brother. He passed away from SIDS. And so that was kind of a tough situation where, you know, the boss that she was working for at the time didn't handle it, you know, obviously the best way it could be. Yeah. So then when Jess came along, it was like, this is kind of my I can't leave this baby with someone else. You know, I have to make sure that this baby is okay and all that stuff. So, you know, that's kind of the progression of two parents working mom to one parent working, stay-at-home mom, you know, taking care of business.
And they do take care of business. His parents are two of the best that I think I've ever met. And as I mentioned, they reminded me so much of my family, which we're dysfunctional, but in a very loving, fun way. And that, you know, when I not first met, but when we reconnected, which I will get to in just a second, it was like a no-brainer. I just felt like I fit in, right? So it's very, very comfortable.
I think most good relationships, when you're like looking for that too, is you're not only looking for a partner, you're looking for a second family.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
Absolutely.
It doesn't seem to really go peacefully or work out when you don't like his family.
Yeah.
So,
well, we're in luck then, because I love his family and they've welcomed me with open arms and vice versa. Now,
but you got to be cool too. I mean,
I'm pretty
my
cool.
parents will, my family will throw some judgment. Not just my immediate family, but everybody will let you know. Like,
as they should.
What are you doing with what's going on here?
You're loopy.
I mean, like, I see. Well, then. You fit in great because this is Luke to a T. What are you doing?
Yeah. So, okay, after high school, so we met in graphic design class, and we had such a great time, but we were dating different people. Then you left, which I've always been very, I don't want to say jealous of, but I admired the fact that you left Quincy, you left this tight-knit family, and you kind of went and did your own thing. Tell me a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm. So, after high school, you know, wasn't really a college pound.
Points.
wasn't really college bound. You know, again, worker. You know, grew up using my hands, and it was just, you know, it was something that interested me. It wasn't something that I fell back on. Like, oh, I guess I'll do this. It was just. Oh, my first job, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and my brother and I would go on Sundays and clean my aunt's beauty salon.
Aunt Trenna.
Nice.
My Aunt Trenna, Trends on 24th Street, right next to Coach House.
I bet a lot of people remember that place.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. And we'd go in there on Sunday and sweep and mop and clean and hair everywhere.
Let's call that an allowance. So, you know, the Illinois labor people.
Right, yeah, not necessarily a job, but then you're...
I gotta tell you, if there's back pay involved...
You'll take it? Okay. So then you went on to do...
It took us 5 years to buy a TV for our bedroom. That's what we did.
With your
hair...
Okay, not really 5 years, but we saved our... So what we did was we actually... It's funny, I was just listening to a podcast that brought up Kmart layaway. It was like Kmart layaway was the reason for the season. It was a Christmas episode, and he was like, I'm telling you right now, without that, Christmas wasn't great. You know, you had to have that. But K's Merchandise also had layaway. And so my brother and I went out, 19-inch color TV, KTV TV. It was like $230 for a 19-inch color TV. But I mean, this was, you know, 1989 probably.
So how much
90.
did this TV weigh?
More than we could carry. But yeah, it took us a long time, and we put the money, and each week we would get paid from Aunt Trina. My mom would take it out there and put it on the TV, and then we finally got a TV for our room. It was amazing.
Ooh. So the next job was in the summer months, I believe. I'm not trying to like push you, but wasn't it?
No.
No?
No, that was, yeah, for sure. Detasseling corn. Yeah.
Where you met quite a few characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, detasseling corn was like some of the core memories of my, late teenage, summertime. It was and it was late in the season, so it was like we had the whole summer to, be with our friends in the neighborhood. We had a huge neighborhood group, so I mean there was dozen kids at our house at all time. We had the fun house where we had a cattle trough about half the size of this table that 6 or 7 of us would swim in together. Slip and slide out in the yard, and we had a basketball court, so I mean it was a jamboree every day, all day, every day.
After work, though.
No. This was like the beginning of the summers.
Oh, gotcha.
Then detasseling corn starts, in late, July, probably somewhere around
when
there.
When it's real hot.
It's like the worst part of it.
Is that still like a thing? Like my mom.
I hope so.
Well,
absolutely.
Are you sure machines don't do it anymore?
Machines went through before we did, but they don't get everything. And so to get the highest level of, hybrid seed is to, I mean, I can give you a whole dissertation.
No, we're not going there.
Basically, no. So the machines would go through, but they don't pick everything, and there's tassels down low that they don't get. So the cleaner you get the female rows, the better the hybrid corn.
Did I tell you he knows all the things? Very scientific. Okay.
No, I did it.
I know. You're just so smart. Okay, so detasseling corn, core memories. You met a ton of people.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you started working at a really young age, and then you continued to work with your hands and earn your keep, which I think is really, really cool. It's kind of molded you into the hard worker that you are today. Then you went on to work for another community company, right? So
Rupp Masonry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was that?
So that started when I was in junior high. My buddy Jared and I, and obviously Justin Rupp. Scrub. What's up, Scrub? Started remodeling apartments. Like his dad, John, has a bunch of apartments, all over the place. And so as people would move out, then we would go in, tear the place apart, make it new, move on. Did that for a while. And then...
Didn't you work with the Patty, the turf strips?
Oh yeah, that was another.
Sorry, I'm just all these stories.
Yeah,
so many stories.
That's another. So shearing Christmas trees. Jared and I would go out to the tree farm.
Well, you knew how to do the corn,
and shear,
right?
Yep.
Now
shear Christmas trees.
Christmas
thousands of Christmas trees. We would shear them and spray them with the dye to get them nice and green.
I didn't know that they sprayed them with dye.
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's just just a non-toxic dye that goes into water. Yeah, it's just a big water tank on the back of the tractor, and you just drive around and just lightly spray it, and it just soaks into them. Yeah.
So lots of jobs, and then we don't have to go into all your jobs because obviously they all kind of lend to what you're doing now, which is custom built contractors. And I do want to get into more of that because it's not only fun to watch you do it, but I'm so proud of all of the work because you'll show me before and afters, and he gets so excited about what he does. And it's not just contracting; it's basically like perfectionism to a T, and that stems from his dad. To kind of bring it full circle of how he taught him how to do things, not only do things but do it right. But I do want to back up again because there are so many fun stories from when he was a kid. Okay, so you were a kid. You told me a story not too long ago about somebody calling you something, and I think it was based on your ears or the way. Okay, so hang on. You used to
No, not my ears.
What was it? Okay, so hang on.
It was his thorns.
This was crushing.
No, okay, so it was like his first, like, I feel like one of his first really impactful moments as a child, but he was always like the talker, and he would go over to his friend's house, and not saying that they didn't want you there, but you were chatty Cathy, and then...
I was annoying.
Okay.
I was a talker.
But then he told me a story not too long ago that I'd never heard before, and I was like,
It was... So the Rays were a family from my neighborhood growing up. We had Dick and Cindy Ray, and then their daughters were my brother and I's really good friends growing up. Again, neighborhood, you know. Their grandparents lived around the corner on Oak Street, Babe and Pawpaw, and they were basically
we would love them.
Yeah.
They were amazing. They were absolutely our just
They're like the
Clutch.
neighborhood grandparents.
clutch.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go over there if none of their grandkids were there. We could go over there and they'd be like, "Come on in, go on down to the basement." You know, they had the makeshift school, and they had a little bar down there where we could pretend bartend or what.
yourself a soda.
Yeah, or you guys need a snack? And yeah, they always had copious amounts of bubble gum. It was amazing.
Score.
It was like, cabinet, yep, go get yourself a piece of gum. But
I'm sorry, I had to
the
bring it up.
first time, so funny, the first time I went over there, Paw answers the door, is, you know, Misty, Lindsay, Robbie, Scott, whoever it was, are they here? And he asked me my name, Luke. Nope, Elmer, you're Elmer. Okay, so he, come on in, they're downstairs, you know, so I come in. Years later, I realized that he was calling me Elmer because I looked like Elmer Fudd.
What, did you not have
I
hair?
had a really long torso with little short legs and a giant head that thank God I grew into.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I came to this conclusion because my grandma Lawson, my mom's mom, was like, one time when I was, you know, a teenager, 14, 15 years old, she was like, I always knew you would grow into your head. Oh, Grandma.
Grandma, you're not supposed to say such
But
things.
then, like, I mean, it was even years after that where I was like, Elmer. He was calling me Elmer.
But
which I don't care. I wouldn't,
you were
I wouldn't
beloved
change it. He was an
and-
amazing man.
still are today. So
I saw these baby pictures. You did grow into your head.
Yeah.
He did, but he was a moose. I mean, he was like, you know, big head and the
I was
spiky hair.
husky.
You were husky. It was so cute. Okay, so then let's skip forward a little bit because you did have the same friends but different, which is hard to explain, but we were always at the same party. We were always hanging around the same people, but somehow never connected. So when we did connect, it was like, holy shit, how
The
did I
light shined
never...
down?
Well, it was like, how did I never meet this guy? And obviously, he's so funny.
You're so funny.
Well, no, it was just like we had this block class together, and it was like, I love this guy. He is so fun. And not love in that, you know, traditional, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like, he's so fun.
Very fond of.
Yes, but we were both dating
It
different
was
people.
it was very natural. Like, there was no, like, obviously I was attracted to her, but it
Were
was
you?
like,
Give me your first impression.
obviously.
Give me your first impression. Let's talk those days.
What do you mean, first impression?
What was I wearing?
You were wearing probably, I'm guessing, Docs and flared jeans, like size 0, high water flared jeans,
And an oversized.
and an oversized long sleeve Grateful Dead, like
That was my...
Trip Bear.
Yeah.
That was your regular
That
shirt.
was my,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
my ensemble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we met, and then I was like, oh, we're both dating other people. And obviously in high school, that's so, you know, whatever, doesn't mean a lot. But we were both dating people for a very long time. And then I don't even know what happened after high school, but I knew he wasn't here because
Yeah.
I was still here. So I knew he wasn't here. Like, I was like, well, okay.
Here went that one.
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess whatever, timing is,
Everything.
yeah, 100%.
But it is everything because then
He moved away,
he
though.
moved away.
So
And
when-
I did that on a whim. It was just like my longtime girlfriend and I broke up. The job I had at the time sucked.
Yeah. So when you moved away, what did you do, real quick?
So basically what I did, a buddy of mine, Stan Hughes, that lived here, moved up north. He went to QU and graduated and went up north to work for Troon Golf at Eagle Ridge in Galena, just doing, golf management or whatever. And that all went down, and I was like, I basically was like, I'm taking a vacation. Like, I took a week off of work, called up Stan. I was like, hey man, I'm coming up to visit. He's like, heck yeah, dude, come on. I've got a place for you to stay, whatever. So I just packed and drove up there. Like, this plan happened like probably over the course of 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm taking a break.
Very impulsive.
Yeah, like, called the boss.
Is that
hey.
very you, though, to be that impulsive?
No.
So this was a big
Not
decision.
at all. It was just like, you know what? I've really got nothing just tying me. You know what I mean? I was in a long relationship. All of a sudden, I'm single and free. I'm going to go play some golf. So I call Stan. Yep, come on up. I was up there for 2 days and saw the lay of the land and what was going on and the opportunities and everything. And I was like, Stan, you want a roommate?
Think I'm moving here.
Yeah, and he was like, are you kidding me, man? Heck yeah. So, I mean, I literally the next morning, drove down here, packed my stuff, said goodbye to my parents.
And where was this?
Drove back up there.
Galena?
Galena.
Okay.
Actually, at this time, they were living in Dubuque. It was him and his brother. And his brother was working for a school in Dubuque, and may still be. But so they were living in Dubuque, so I moved in with them.
So Dubuque to Galena, which was awesome, but then you moved to Arizona to live with your fam.
Yeah, so obviously up north golf job is seasonal. So when you work for Troon Golf, when the seasons change, they'll give you like 3 options. Do you want to go to Florida? Do you want to go to Arizona? Or do you want to go to
Nice.
wherever? Yeah,
that's
Nevada
sweet.
or whatever. Excuse me. And so I chose Arizona because I had family that lived out there. So they lived in Gilbert, and I moved to Scottsdale.
And how long were you there?
Well, and actually prior to that, so when I moved to Dubuque, it was too late in the season to get a job at the golf course. So I just went and got a job at American Eagle at the mall.
Which is so funny because our girls are like, we still shop there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad used to work here. He used to be shirtless.
Yeah.
They're like, no, he didn't.
No.
I'm like, no, he didn't.
No, I wasn't
But-
a cologne guy.
But he did learn how to fold there,
No.
right? Full circle. Go ahead.
But so I worked there, and then once the season ended, I moved out to Arizona to live with my aunt and uncle. I called them like, hey, this is what's going on. My buddy, so 2 other guys from Eagle Ridge were going out there, getting an apartment together. So I was like, I'm sure I can live for free. My aunt and uncle are amazing people. So I moved out there with them, and couldn't get on at a golf course because everybody hires pre-season, so everywhere was stacked
And
up.
everybody's a golf pro out there.
So I went
really?
to work
Yeah.
for Home Depot
Oh.
for the next.
Kind of what you know.
How fitting, though.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I worked with a wild group of dudes, and I worked the night shift, stocking shelves.
Oh, wow.
So it was 9 at night until 6 in the morning.
So you were
Amazing.
what do you call it? A night walker. Not like you were a day sleeper,
Yeah,
a night
I was
walker.
a night
Yeah,
walker. Yeah, so we would end up at the golf course after work at 6 o'clock in the morning, stocking up a cooler of beer to go play golf, and people are
You were
looking
like,
at us
wow.
like, ugh.
Like,
It's
you
like,
have
God.
a problem.
like, this
Yeah.
is 6 p.m. for us.
Yeah. So you went through you moved, which obviously I admire.
Yeah,
I
then
respect.
went back to Galena, got the job at Eagle Ridge,
Yeah.
hooked up with Troon, and then they moved me back out. I got the option to go back out there. I went to Scottsdale. to work at the Westin Kierland Golf Resort, which was amazing, celebrities and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It was a really neat experience. But
Celebrities, what's one that you've seen or met? Oh,
so Bob Uecker was actually
He's
he was a
Seinfeld.
regular at the course,
That's
got to
pretty
talk
cool.
to him and see him all the time. But yeah, I mean, one of the last celebrities that I met was Alice Cooper. Yeah.
I followed. So like I went on
He's
a road
the
trip one time.
tiniest little man. I expected him to be like 6'4".
Doesn't he wear like lifts or something?
No.
I have no idea. Like technically, I still don't even know who he
He's
is,
like
but I just know that
5'9", 100 pounds.
we were traveling and his tour bus was behind us on a road trip. And like it said Alice Cooper, and my grandparents were just like, "Oh my God, that's Alice Cooper behind us."
Yeah.
And like I'm 8 years old and I don't know who Alice Cooper is, so I'm like, "Alice Cooper, Pooper Scooper, Alice Cooper, Pooper Scooper," and I
Nice.
just thought it was the best thing in the
Until
world.
you saw Wayne's World, and then you were like, "That's Alice Cooper."
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
awesome. But so you obviously had tons of experiences moving
Yeah.
and like those were lifelong experiences. What brought you back to Quincy?
Family, actually.
Isn't that what everyone says?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I made more money than I could spend. I spent all my time golfing, and for me, that was free because I worked for one of the biggest, golf companies in the world.
My uncle would be super jealous.
And so, I mean, and all I would have to do is go to like one of the head pros and be like, "Hey, can you call this course and get us on?" So it was like free golf. all the
Basically,
time, so.
bachelor paradise.
Yes.
100%.
But it
Yes.
wasn't fulfilling, obviously, because you
But so again, back to what she said, my family is very tight, and not just my immediate family. It was like
Entire.
at that time, before we all got older and got spouses and kids and all that stuff, it was still like once a month family reunion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is my mom's side of the family. We would just get together for a fish fry, a cookout, and then of course the holidays and and I don't know if you've ever experienced Christmas in the desert, but it does not feel like Christmas.
Yeah.
At all. Not growing up here and going there, it's like, what are you guys putting lights on cactus? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. No. I mean, it's nice, but it's not Christmas. So yeah, basically, just got tired of being the voice on the phone, being passed around the holidays or whatever.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was
So
like,
family brought you
all
back.
right, time to go home.
and then family kept you here. And then
We reconnected.
how?
Just one evening, buddy of mine, like, he called me.
Tommy Van Ness. Let's go ahead and shout it out because
Tom
he is,
Van Ness.
Yeah, the best.
I don't know if he got a hold of me or I got a hold of him. Like, hey, let's go have beers. This is back when you could get a pitcher of beer for $4. So broke $3 at Spring Street.
I was
at the
about to
time.
say,
yeah, $3
I
pitchers
remember.
for
I've
sure.
seen the price.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I first moved home because I was used to $8 pitchers, and
You can
so
still get them for $6 at Spring Street.
Bingo.
Shameless plug.
That's crazy. I mean,
Well,
I was
domestics.
paying $8 for a pitcher 25 years ago. But
Yeah.
So you
Anyway.
came back.
so we end up going into the Abbey, and the wildest situation was it was completely dead. Like, this is a Friday night. Absolutely no. There's like 3 other people in the
That's
Abbey,
wild for the Abbey at that time. So
and Ashley Hooper is bartending. So we
I
belly
feel like
up.
the universe was like taking the waters
And there were other
spreading
things that
them for
happened
you on
prior
that day.
to, but it was definitely like, holy shit.
But how often is the Abbey
Luke Conrad is here.
like slow on a Friday?
Right.
Don't you think
Yeah.
that the
Right.
universe was lining that up? Because how often would you be able, as you were bartending, to like really?
I don't even know what
Yeah,
day it
she
was. My mind
literally,
was in a
like,
thing.
stood on the
And
other
it was
side of
like-
the bar and we just BS'd for, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. Meanwhile, she'd wander off to get that guy a beer,
That guy was probably Mark.
And then
Kidding.
it was time
Randy.
time to go somewhere else. And so we decided to go to Cedar Club. Nice to see you. We're going to head to Cedar Club. You show up and come if you want. I got to close,
That's
Gabe
why
came in.
Cedar Club means so much.
It does. So then Gabe came in, and this is also another kind of like weird aspect of it. He was like, "Do you want me to close for you? It's dead, whatever." I was like, "Sure." They had invited me. I was like, "There's no way I'm going to go."
Meanwhile, one more little segue. As we're leaving the Abbey, I say to Tommy, I'm like, I kind of feel like Hooper's into me. I was like, I feel like there was something.
Doy.
And he says, she's nice to everyone. I said, okay, all right.
She was.
I mean,
Yeah, she is.
not only was it my job, but I was like, we had such a connection back in high school. Now this was how many years later?
This was probably 5 or 6 years later.
So it'd been a while, and I
5
don't know
years
his
later.
standings. He doesn't know mine, so I'm like, obviously, he's inviting me here. I have to close this bar. I reek of nachos. I walk into Cedar Club. He's sitting between two beautiful
And as soon as she
gals.
walked in, I shot eyes over at Tom. He was like this. I was like,
She is not just
Yeah.
nice to everyone.
So I walk in, and he's sitting between two beautiful girls.
What was he wearing?
she has no idea.
No idea. Probably a
was
T-shirt
just
because
gonna put her
that's
on the
his.
spot, though.
That's his thing. It's probably
Yeah.
a T-shirt.
Jeans and a T-shirt.
It's jeans
for
and a
sure.
T-shirt. And I'm like, oh my god, I reek of nachos. I'm wearing my Abbey uniform. There's no way in hell this guy.
I was
whatever.
like this. You
Yeah.
wanna sit over here?
No, he's like, do you want my chair? So rather than sit between these two beautiful gals, he gave me his seat. And we could talk all night about this. This is a whole nother episode, but we have so much. I mean, our story started there.
Yeah.
And he had gone and done. I had stayed and did. I mean, we both had different paths, but the timing, what we were talking about earlier, was so important because we weren't prepared for each other back then. But when we got back together, it was like, it's on.
Yeah.
Right? So
We both ran through all the duds.
yeah, yeah.
Isn't that life? No, that's
learning
Good though. I mean,
experiences.
Yes.
and that's
I
I
like that.
appreciate that
Yeah.
it wasn't like
Yes.
that we didn't get together in high school and not have it
Fall
work
flat.
out or
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
So
experiences.
Yeah.
And then, so you dated.
Dated for a
you dated
long
for a
time.
very long time. From what I'm sorry to but I know a little bit of your story. You dated for a very
Take
long
it,
time,
sister.
and
Let's
I
hear
do
it.
like the fact that we were talking earlier about how it was a while. In most people's stories, people kind of just jump in. They definitely don't date for years and years and years, especially nowadays before they get engaged.
Mm-hmm.
But you dated for years and years and years. How many years exactly
What's
before
funny
you got?
though is that I moved in very quick.
lickety split.
Very quick because my living situation at the time was
Less than ideal.
less than ideal.
Okay.
I mean, it was like just
So you moved in with her in an
and
apartment?
her mom.
Oh,
Into mom's house.
Yeah.
And it was mom that was like, because I was like, this living situation is ridiculous. I can't sleep. Like the music's going, they're partying
Yeah.
until 3. I'm getting up to go to work.
Yeah.
Like this is crazy. And Jill Hooper, God bless her, says, why don't you just move in here?
Now this was like 3
And it
months
was like,
after we got together.
So mom
But he had been with us for.
But mom probably had an inkling or knew.
And at that time,
She loved
honestly,
him more than me.
at that point too, I was probably staying at their house
More than she was there.
my house.
Oh, and more than she was probably even there.
Well,
Because
I mean, she was as much a part of our growing as a relationship as we were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
she was very, very, and I mean, we would come home from the bar and she would be in the living room. We would dance in the living room.
Yeah, we
Delton
just
John.
annoy the shit out of her. It
Oh,
was great.
I don't think we annoyed her. I mean, I guess we'd have to ask her, but we were all, it was like the
Singing and
trio.
dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the three of us. It was
Yeah.
so fun. And
memories
so,
that you'll
yeah.
never forget.
So 3 months in, he moved in. 4 years later, right? Let's ask you,
Yeah,
I guess.
probably.
It was 4-ish.
How'd you do it?
How'd you know? I want to know. How'd you know that I was the girl? Right?
yeah, let's do it.
Because I feel like
So-
I knew immediately that you were the guy, but how did you know?
Honestly,
See, I want
like
honesty.
I was talking about in high school, just when you're in high school and there's the girl that you think is attractive or, is cool, and talking to, it's like awkward, or, you don't know what to say or when to say it or how to say it or whatever, and again, even though we had significant others at that time, it was just that I could talk to you like a bud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't like I didn't have to like pretend to be cool or, because I obviously wasn't. And it was just easy. The same as when I rolled into the Abbey years later and I'm sitting on the other side of the bar bullshitting with you, and it's like we're just bullshitting and laughing, and it wasn't like, let me try to impress this girl, or you know what I mean? Yeah. It was just easy.
And then the engagement comes.
Not you.
Oh my
Not
God,
you.
there's a whole other story there. We'll talk about it off screen. I'm so mad at you for sliding that in.
How did you propose?
On Christmas Eve. It was a surprise.
Very big surprise.
And
I'm assuming your whole family
I
was
was
there,
sick.
then.
My parents were divorced at the time.
So this started a new Christmas tradition of Randy being involved in Christmas.
That is so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've talked about this before, but I had this great idea to get him an all-inclusive vacation to Mexico, and I had just gifted this to him, and he didn't have
about it.
any reaction, none at all.
Because he
was
stone cold.
All the way through dinner. I mean, we were having a sit-down dinner at the time. Like, just get me through this.
So Dad pulls up. I'm like, something's fishy. I get up. I try on this coat that he had gifted me, and as I'm trying on this coat, he gets on one knee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Aww.
Pretty special. I wish everybody could have been there, but I bawled like a baby.
Crying.
So I know that probably we could sit here all night, but we probably need to get to the meat and potatoes of this, which is, of course, our family. So after the engagement, we had circumstances that, my plan was to get married on a beach with my toes in the sand. I was also told that I couldn't have babies. Mm-hmm. All of that got shifted and changed, and probably for good reason. No, I know for good reason. But we ended up with Claire Madeline.
Claire Bear,
who's now 15 and
almost 16.
So, just for the viewer, just to keep this.
Yeah.
So you ended up getting pregnant then.
Yeah, so we got engaged.
We had the wedding locked in, like deposits going.
Everybody was coming with us.
Did you lose some money on that?
A little bit, but our friends and family were so gracious because I was told that I couldn't have babies. So when I got engaged...
What's the most priceless thing?
Yeah. So then I was told I couldn't have babies. We got engaged, ended up pregnant, and due the week that
we were supposed to get married.
So what a wild turn of events.
Yeah, it was May 28th, I think, was the wedding date. And
or the wedding
date.
The
24th is when we had Claire.
Mm-hmm. So then we were lucky enough, thanks to our parents and obviously people who love us the most, to have a wedding 1 year later at the Ambiance and have our beautiful daughter as a flower girl, holding a wagon. Mm-hmm. Very, very cool. And then 4 years later, Nora June. Now here we are.
Did you expect Nora?
No, we tried really hard for her.
Yeah, I think, we weren't necessarily trying at first because Claire was the worst baby you could imagine.
No!
Infant. Excuse me. Infant. I mean, this colic. Little chick cried and cried, and it was like dancing around.
So you're like, we're not doing that again.
Just dancing around the house.
And obviously she was a surprise because we didn't expect her.
Yeah, no, amazing, obviously. But
it was just
the colic, but it was like, childbirth for her was traumatic, to say the least. Like, it went on forever. The epidural didn't work. I mean, it was
postpartum.
It was crazy, and then the postpartum, and the whole situation, and then the colic and the stuff to go with, and the breastfeeding and all, everything. It was just, I mean, it was a nightmare. We came out with a beautiful, amazing girl.
You did.
But the experience was not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we weren't like, hey, we need to have another one of these real quick. You know what I mean? So then.
So that was the space. I get it.
And
everything takes time.
But then it was like we weren't trying, we weren't not trying, but it still took 4 years.
Which turned out to be perfect because my oldest daughter is so nurturing and was such a helping hand that I was like, oh man, this is awesome.
It's pretty.
And when this was a memory that just popped into my head, we told Claire that we had a surprise for her, and it was telling her that she was pregnant, which you could clearly tell, but obviously a kid wouldn't. We told her that she was pregnant, and she was like, with a baby and stuff, whatever. And then
no, with a thorn.
Then once it was all said and done, she says, "Can I have my surprise now?"
No.
Yeah. Can I have my surprise?
Amazing.
Yeah. So then we had Nora, and Nora
June Conrad.
Not traumatic. All right, so tell me about, I don't want to say the most embarrassing moment, but definitely one of the ones that sticks out in my brain a little bit. Passing out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
One of the most.
It was tough.
Okay. Go ahead.
It was, so the epidural, and as soon as the anesthesiologist comes in, he looks at me, and I'm sure he does this to everybody, but he looks at me, he's like,
"You're going to pass out."
"You're passing out."
He told you
And I was
this
like,
before you...
Yeah, I was like, no, I've been through the, no big deal.
Second time,
Epidural's happening, and he's doing the air, puffing the air in there, and she's clenching, and and all of a sudden I'm like...
No, I was biting his nipple.
I'm like, let go of me.
Like,
Because they had me put my arms up over his shoulders, and I'm leaning into him, and I bit him because my first epidural with Claire didn't work, so I didn't feel the pain. This time I was like, bit his nipple.
And you immediately passed out.
I'm all of a sudden my breathing is weird, and I'm like, let go of me, because he's doing the epidural. So I'm like, let go of me, because if I pass out and you're holding me like this, you're coming off. Yeah, who knows? So I'm like, let go of me. And thankfully, my mother-in-law and one of the nurses recognized, that I wasn't like, I'm gonna pass out. I just said, let go of me. And as I turned, they just one on each side of me, so I'm standing up, basically,
You burning?
I never went.
Shoot.
Yeah, exactly. I never went completely out, but it was I'm trying to. Oh no! And my feet are shuffling between theirs, trying to, and then they put me in the rocking chair, and they're
Do you think it was
"Here's
because-
some orange juice, and here's some," and I'm like.
And
She's having a baby. Get away from me.
Was it because she bit your nipple, or because you felt her pain?
Honestly, I don't. I think that I was already the breathing was already weird, and then
I think he was
just,
feeling.
I mean, having a baby is stressful for everybody anyway.
But I think with the way she was, it was making me not breathe.
Breath, yeah.
So I'm standing there
So he basically did it with you.
So not only, I was going to say, it was so empathetic that
it was worse for me than her, that's for sure.
So he was like, stop giving me attention. She's having a baby.
Yeah, I'm like, get away from me.
So that
Thank
just
you for
kind
the
of-
orange juice.
That kind of that just summarizes him as a man and as a father. He's so empathetic and feeling, but he doesn't want the kudos. He doesn't want the
Selfless.
attention. He's just such a good dude. He was
Yeah, right.
raised-
I was like, I don't want to hear about this for the next 20 years. Get away from me.
Yeah, which
Are you doing okay over there, Luke?
which turns out he does hear about it often.
He's sipping mimosas in your game.
Yeah. So out of that, we have two beautiful girls. We have a busy life. He has made a fantastic career. We have just we're so lucky. And I always say, and I know I shouldn't say it, but I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for the thing that's okay, Ashley, you married your best friend. You have two beautiful kids. He's got a great career where he's following in his dream. He's following his dreams, and he's doing things that his dad and his mom taught. And he's just a fantastic human being, great friend, great sibling, great husband, great father. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this?
Are you for real?
Well, okay, so then I want to ask you about the girls. So, and I know that we're kind of wrapping it up, but okay, so girl dad, career, husband extraordinaire. Did you ever think that this was going to be your life when you were growing up? Did you ever think that?
Did you think this back in, what was that class again?
Graphic communications.
Graphic arts.
Did you guys learn anything in that class?
Oh yeah, we made
tons.
CD
Oh,
cases and
okay.
T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I broke a light table.
Yeah, we learned how to burn CDs. That's
Nice.
puts the age on us a little bit there.
Anyway, yeah,
Was it 96?
it was old. We were old. We're old. Anyway,
Mine was Sublime in 311.
Is this sublime though? Like what she was just asking.
That was good.
Like
That was
where
really
did?
good.
Thank you. I was pretty good at that. But I'm serious. Like where did you? Like what she was asking. I want to know too. Like where did you?
Honestly,
When were you like, wow, I did it. This is it.
I don't know. I don't know that I've ever really sat and just been like, all right, we did it. You know, I feel like there's always
I think you guys
aspirations to be better and to, you know, do things better and to be more tolerant and, you know, learning, you know, kids, if somebody tells you that kids are a blessing, they're liars. It's a job, and it's the hardest job, you know, having to figure out how to maneuver, especially, you know, I say all the time, and I don't know if it would be different, but I'm like, couldn't I have at least just had one boy? You know, because these girls are just, they can be a lot. Okay, they're needy and they need stuff. But, you know, yeah, I think it's a ever learning, you know, always evolving, do better, get better, be better situation. I don't know if I've ever just been like, sweet, I did it.
yeah.
That's so you two. The do better, be
hey,
better.
I
But
mean-
can I say for you guys to just time out, have a garage beer tonight, sit there, look at each other, say, hey, we did it, because you did. You did it. You're still doing it.
Yeah.
But you do need to take the pause of, I did it.
Yeah.
And your story is beyond beautiful. I'm not going to lie that sometimes we chit chat, and I love hearing about your relationship. There are times sometimes when I'm just like, oh my God, my heart, because the way she describes him to me, I cannot describe to you. This is her best friend. Just the best friend aspect. And I think that's something that people need to value when they think about their person. Not necessarily just rushing into it and everything, but valuing the person as your best friend first. And I think that's what makes a relationship successful. I think a lot of people think that just love happens and it's all magical and hoo-ha and whatnot, but you have to be best friends first. And then, like you said, a relationship is just like kids. It's not always a blessing. It's a job. And you guys are doing the job.
Yeah. Every day.
And I love you.
He does.
And I love you too.
He does all the
because I love
jobs.
her.
He does all the jobs. We're so lucky to have him. Our girls, although they may not understand it every day, have the best dad, the best example set for them, not only in him, but the people who set examples for him, people who have, you know, set examples for me, everybody who has gone before us to go through the trials and tribulations to kind of teach us, set the example of who we should be. And yeah, it's not always kittens and rainbows, but we are trying to learn every day to be better people, and we are raising the people that we want to see in the world, right? And timing is everything, effort is everything, choosing every day, being dedicated. What's one thing, and I want to end it on this, that you would tell the girls if they were going to watch this, even if it's cringy, sorry girls, about them, about us? What's something that you would want to immortalize about, kind of like summarizing maybe who we are or what you think about us? That's a big question, sorry.
Luke's final answer.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say to the girls, that you son of a bitch.
See, when I tell you about crying, you're about to cry?
I'm not
Oh,
going
I
to
told
now.
you.
I'm not going to now.
Yeah.
I would say to the girls that I'm proud of them every day. Oh, you guys piss me off.
I told you.
And to find your best friend and marry them. And what was the other question?
That's good.
I think
that was pretty good. That's pretty solid advice there, Luke.
It was pretty good. Also, yeah, we can end on that, but I want to thank your family for raising the man that is my best friend, and quite the man he is. I don't want to do a plug here, but perfectionist, amazing man, custom-built contractor. Hey, call him, right? We got to do a plug. Anyway, I love you, Luke. You're the best, just the best of the best. So thank you, and cheers. Thank you for agreeing to this. I know it was out of your comfort zone, but
cheers, Luke.
You're a hell of a dude.
My heart was racing at the beginning and then at the end. And in between was good.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's like that. It means it's important to you.
That's a good club.
All right, cheers. Thank you.